Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. This is the Tarot-Scopes for May, and this will be for the sign of Aquarius. And before we get to that, we're going to look at a little astrology first, just to get a general idea. Aquarius is a planet that excuse me. Let's try this again. Aquarius is a sign that is has two planets that rule it. Aquarius is ruled by both Uranus and Saturn as the classical ruler. So I like to sort of see what's going on with each of those. Of course, Saturn is in Aquarius right now, so a lot of Aquariuses are going through some pretty heavy duty stuff here. Aquarius is Saturn in Aquarius is an energy that is both likes structure, likes their point of view, but also has this sort of competing energy of wanting to sort of just blow everything up because it gets just too much tension. There's too much tension. So Saturn's been in Aquarius now since the end of 2020. So we've had 2021, Saturn was in Aquarius. Now 2022, Saturn's in Aquarius, and Saturn's going to be in Aquarius for a little bit of 2023. And so we're at the latter degrees now of Aquarius. So but as we move through Saturn and Aquarius, we're being asked to construct or build foundations for a more Aquarian way of living. And a more Aquarian way of living, of course, is more egalitarian, right? It's more democratic. There's more self-responsibility associated with this. And so if you really want to succeed at this time, self-responsibility is very important. Responsibility for self. And also, you are your brothers and sisters' keeper. And of course, Aquarius knows that. You know that in your bones anyway. And now everybody else is sort of has gotten the memo, actually. And then, of course, we have Uranus, which is in Taurus. And Uranus this month makes a conjunction to the Sun. That's occurring on, that's at the beginning of the month. Hold on, what did I do with my, oh, here we go. Hold on one second. We have a conjunction of the Sun and Uranus on the 5th. So Cinco de Mayo, 5-5, right? And it's occurring at 15 degrees of Taurus. For you, Aquarius, Taurus is your 4th house. It is your home. It is your soul's work. It is your family. It's your family of origin. With Uranus going through that house, things have been sort of thrown up in the air a little bit around all those issues, which, quite frankly, you're not that unfamiliar with because you're an Aquarius. Your nature in a way is to throw things up in the air. Or certainly have those experiences. But it does start a new synodic cycle. And so there's an illumination around the changes perhaps that have to happen for you. And those changes are probably very, very close to home, as it were. We do have a Mercury retrograde this month. Mercury for you, Aquarius, is your 5th house. And so creative endeavors could have some delays. There can be some delays in your creative endeavors. There could be some miscommunications with your children if you have children. It is the place of creative self-expression. So you may find yourself not understood by everybody. Like, you're saying stuff, but not everybody is hearing it in the same way. We do have the sun move into Gemini on the 20th. And so that sort of moves you into that 5th house of creative self-expression. But again, Mercury is retrograde during this period. Mercury goes retrograde on the 10th, but it's in its pre-shadow when we start the month. And it doesn't go direct until June. And then it probably another week before it's out of the shadow. Week and a half. So things are going to be a little bit dicey when it comes to communication. And that's true of everybody. So it just depends on where it falls in your chart as to, you know, more specific things. But generally, it will be around your ability to self-express yourself. So you might be a little bit more misunderstood than not. Mars is in Pisces at the beginning of the month, and then it moves into Aries. And so Mars moving into Aries on the 24th, more information. You can give out more information. The idea that Mercury is retrograde does not necessarily mean that what you say isn't heard, or what you say. You just may have to say it over and over again before it gets in there. All right, let's take a look. I am using my Handl Tarot deck to see what's up for Aquarius for the month of May. Now, the president of the of Ukraine is an Aquarius. He's double Aquarius, Sun and Venus conjunct in Aquarius. So this could apply to him as well. If you do that. I did apply the Libra reading to Putin and the Gemini reading to Trump. Just very interesting, all of this, you know. Okay. All right, let's see what the eye has to say. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. So we start the month with support. This is circles of support. This is friendship. So there's a lot of support. There's a lot of friendship around you, which is lovely. Let's see what challenges that. Strength. Despite the support that you have around you, it's still going to take an awful lot of strength. It's going to take a lot of heart. And it's going to take a willingness to know when to cut things off and when to accept things into your life. So there's a balance between bringing new stuff in and letting old stuff go. That's the challenge. How do you sort of navigate this among friends, though? It's as if, you know, many people are well-meaning, but it doesn't always mean that what they're offering you is for the best for you. So you have to have the strength to say no in some cases to the friends, and yes to the friends as well. It just sort of depends on the situation. Let's see what's at the root of this, and we have Justice. So there's a balancing of the scales here. There's a balancing of the scales. Both the Strength card and the Justice card deal with balance. And so despite all of this help that you're getting, you still need to maintain a certain amount of balance, knowing that even if people are offering you something, that there's always another side to that. Like there's no free lunch. It's really what this is saying. In the past, we have material difficulty. This is the Five of Pentacles. This can be bankruptcy. It can just be difficulty with money or feeling like you don't have enough. In this deck, it's called material difficulty, and we can see these sort of boulders, you know, coming down and smashing things. This could be a reading for Zelensky, quite honestly. But this is in the past. So let's see what's in the sky. Okay, we have Dominion. So there's this is a action is cease. There's a cease here. There's a cease and desist. This is saying before you step into the next down the next corridor or through the next doorway or through whatever it is, you have to stop and really consider your situation. So this is kind of an X marks the spot kind of do not pass go, right? Kind of feeling, but it is a feeling of weighing your options, So that's what's available to you. There's a lot available to you. You have to weigh them. And then we have in the immediate future success, six of stones here, since 6 of Pentacles. So there's help for you. There's financial help possibly for you. Again, this could come from allies and friends, but you also have to know that everything has a price. And sometimes the price isn't a hard price to pay, but it's still a price to pay. Let's see how it's looked at from outside. We have the 3 of Swords, heartbreak. So there are people who understand what you're going through. But sometimes the pain is there so we can free ourselves from a situation. So it's as if you wouldn't be able to move forward unless you had pain first. The pain of separation, the pain of loss. It just, things had to go through a profound, you had to go through a profound experience. Your domestic situation, we have the 7 of Wands. This is the Courage card. This is having the higher moral ground. This is actually, there's still a battle, but you do have the upper hand here. So that's very hopeful, I think. Your hopes and fears, the Ace of Swords. You want justice. You want justice. You want fairness. Let's see the outcome. We have the World. This is the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new. So something is manifested, something comes to an end, and then something begins again. So that's good. We have underneath it truce. The 10 of Swords, ruin. And the 9 of Wands, power. So there is a sense of things stopping, but then we get to see what's been lost, right? And then the courage to continue to hold your ground, to perhaps rebuild, or certainly keep your boundaries here. Keep your boundaries. So what it seems like to me here for all of you Aquariuses out there is that you're moving through a very difficult period of time. There is a certain amount of mourning and destruction or sorrow that you have to move through, but on the other side of that, it's like it's done. It's done. It's wrapped up, and now you get to start again. You get to start again. So for Zelensky, if I may, it does look like May is a turning point for him. If we use these cards to determine him, what's going on with him, it does look like there is, I don't know if I would call it a victory, but I would call it a new period. The time of having to just sit there and watch everything get destroyed, I believe is done. And while everything is destroyed, you still have to sort of move forward. Okay, so that's what I see. Now let's pick a oracle card. What do I have here? Let's pick a sacred geometry card for Aquarius. Okay. This is Sacred Geometry Oracle deck by Francine Hart. It's a lovely deck. Okay. So, Aquarius, let me pull the cards out. Okay, oops. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's pick a card for Aquarius. Advice for the sign of Aquarius. Advice for the sign of Aquarius. Honestly, I've just done the 3 air signs, and it looks like somebody's going to snitch on Trump in the Gemini reading. Putin is, looks like he may, his relationships that he's had are falling apart, and he's going to have to start a new relationship with someone. And Zelensky does look like the worst is over, at least for the time being. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Infinity. Infinity. What a beauty. This is actually very close to the Strength card, right? Okay, where is the book? I just had the book. What did I do with the book? I just showed you the book. Now I can't find the book. Oh, there it is. All right. What number is this? 53. Okay. Beyond measure. Okay, Aquarius, this is for you. This card represents the balance of all expressions of consciousness. It is an unbroken wholeness in flowing movement. It is both an inner and outer journey. By pulling this card, you are pulling your attention toward the infinite nature of reality. The possibilities of what exists beyond the known are beyond measure. You are beginning to accept that there are dimensions beyond the physical that exist simultaneous with the third dimensional reality. From these parallel realities come information and wisdom that will change the face of your life. As a seeker, you are on a path that will unveil ways you may act in accord with this information. Listen to the wisdom of your heart, for it is compassion and heart wisdom that holds the key to unlocking these mysteries and changing the course of events that would seem to be bringing humankind to the brink of destruction. Each action you take, each thought, each emotion affects the continuum. Act from a place of hope and clarity of intention, knowing that every vibration of love you send into infinity will counter and dissolve anger and violence. Each intention of healing will erase pain. Each vision of an enlightened future will help avert apocalyptic predictions. This is saying stay aligned within your own heart. Follow your heart. That is the way forward. That is the way forward. To infinity and beyond, folks. All right, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Please like and subscribe. Keep your eyes peeled for my Astrology and Kabbalah of May. And check out, if you haven't already checked out, my moon shadows with Ona for the new moon in Taurus. All right, guys, have yourself a great month. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next month. Take care, everyone. Namaste.